I feel for Ali, being so close and then being outcast,
Oh yes.
and then waiting so long
Oh yes.
and then
Then
being assassinated.
yeah, he is assassinated, and then his son, Muhammad's last living grandson, Hussein,
Hmm.
right, his daughter by Muhammad's daughter, his son by Muhammad's daughter Fatima, um, is a sort of a warrior under Ali and fighting during this time when the Umayyads end up assassinating Ali,
Hmm.
and he is killed and martyred at the Battle of Karbala in Karbala, Iraq,
Hmm.
or sorry, what I say, there ends up being a battle, but he is not killed in battle. He is literally praying in a mosque in Karbala, Iraq, and assassins go into the mosque and kill him in a house of God,
Hmm.
assassinate him in the mosque while he is praying.
Hmm.
Um, or so at least is alleged by the Shias. Uh, and then this leads to a major battle.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you can't.
Assassinate the son of who we believe is our true rightful ruler in a mosque as he is praying. And then, yeah.
It's hard to come back from that one.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Politically, that's
This is,
the dagger in the heart.
and still to this day, his shrine in Karbala, Iraq, is a secondary place of pilgrimage for Shia
Mm.
Muslims. They still go to Mecca, right? But then his Hussein's shrine in Karbala is their like second most sacred place,
Wow.
and they go there on a regular basis. Uh,
So, how do you think Muhammad feels about this? If he could come back and take a look at Islam now, what do you think he would say? I mean, is he happy with the way it turned out? It's quite large, 1 billion people
sure,
in the world.
it's extraordinarily large and growing. So I think he would say it's on track to engulf the world, which I do believe. I say engulf, but not in a sort of domination sense. But he does believe that everybody should be Islamic, right? Everybody should be monotheist. It is the truth. It is the way. Everyone should accept this
Hmm.
and take part. But at the same time, I would say the split between Sunnism and Shiism would greatly distress him. Um, it does not follow it does not follow that oneness at all, which is a core
Right.
part of their belief that everybody should be one. Um, I believe he would be very upset, as many Muslims are. Sorry, that he would be very upset, as many Muslims are, um, that none of his sons survived to adulthood, because that would have been the
Hmm.
most clear and indisputable heir.
Right.
Would have been a true adult son of Muhammad.
Hmm.
Um, but since that did not happen, historically, I think Ali is actually on paper a more clear heir. Perhaps he would have believed in that, but also he didn't tell Ali to lead the community while I'm away. He put Abu Bakr, he said, you handle the kingdom while I'm away.
Right.
You are my hand, basically, to give a
Right.
sort of a Game of Thrones comparison. Like, basically, he named Abu Bakr Hand of the King as he
Right.
left.
Right.
Rule in my stead.
Whew.
It's a very tough decision. It's not,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's grown to so much beyond that now. It's not even about that. I would imagine.
Oh, sure.
It.
Sure, over time, history has made it such that there's been a large history of sort of antagonism between the two, and a sort of a minority and oppressed and victimization sort of culture among Shiism,
Uh,
because they have largely been oppressed and sort of shunned by the majority Sunnis. And in every nation, practically besides, I believe it's Iran, Bahrain, and Azerbaijan, every nation that is Islamic, Shiism is the minority, right?
mm,
And even in Bahrain, they're the majority, but they're not in power. So I think Iran and Azerbaijan are the only two nations where Shiites are in power.
wow.
Even though, like in Iraq, oh no, sorry, Iraq as well. Iraq, they're the majority, and though they had been oppressed by a Sunni power structure by Saddam Hussein, when he was ousted, and they created in the United States, sort of propped up a democratic state in Iraq. They have elected mostly Shiite politicians. So
Mm.
Iraq effectively mostly is a Shiite nation as well now.
Do you ever see the unification of these two groups again?
Oh, man, yeah, yes, because there's honestly so little, especially as an outsider looking in. There's so little that actually separates them. So little. You could easily, if you could have some sort of charismatic ruler who finds a way through the scriptures, because the scriptures are so important to Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Through the scriptures, find a way to convince Sunnis and Shiites to work together. They could unite together and form another Islamic caliphate that just wrecked and terrorized Europe and India and China for just they truly actually have so much power if they work together. Oh,
Interesting.
and especially in the current era we live in with the extraordinary value of oil, in which they're very, very rich in that region.
Right.
Could they find a way to stop fighting and disputing amongst themselves and unite under one banner? They are a force to be reckoned with.
And I'm sure world governments are aware of that.
Absolutely. And working to prevent that from happening.
Absolutely, they're constantly playing in the Middle East, and it's hard to get the peace and security you need to unite when you're underneath that atmosphere all the time. So, I feel like I know so much more about at least the origins of Islam now.
Sure.
And when I get the chance to sit back down with my friends, I can at least share a little bit more with them. But I really appreciate you dishing out the information here, and kind of setting things a little bit straighter.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the conversation. I'm always willing to. I always love to converse with another history buff. So
Yeah.
appreciate the conversation.